Alright, well, welcome
Are we
back,
at one
gentlemen.
dragon stone? Oh,
Let's get started then. So, yeah, we left off with the party, of course, continuing the campaign around down. I think the last group didn't actually go into the dungeon or anything like that. They just wandered around the land in search of animals down. And the half the crew was killed, but the new guys who joined, they managed to keep pushing and find some animals to hunt. They were somewhat successful. Alright, but as for this group, looks like we're starting out in down since that's where we last left off. And let's begin with preparations, of course. So, Gold, do you want to continue as Penelope, or do you want to create a new character, or something else?
That's my question for you. Did you traumatize this? Because last time I heard she was kidnapped by goblins.
Right.
kobolds.
Okay, in that case, she is not able to be played the moment she's been captured. So, you can roll a new character, or if you have any old characters, you can try to play them too.
I mean, she was saved, but I don't know if it's
Oh,
fuck it, we're rolling new.
yeah. You could. Yes, you're right. She was actually recovered. However, she has a lot of damage, right? That won't. It will be a while before she recovers physically and mentally, right? So, months perhaps before you can play with her.
Someone of yeah, I'll roll a new character. Give me a
All right,
second.
yeah, that would be best.
6, 3d6. Okay, you got the stats.
All right, could you read them out for me?
You got
Yes.
13, 11, 15, 11, 6, 4.
No, let Gold read it out. It's his turn.
Okay, sorry.
13, 11, 15, 11, 6, 4.
All right, go ahead and choose a class.
I'll take thief.
And go ahead and roll hit points, 1d4.
Say 1. I rolled a 1.
Go ahead and roll money, 3d6.
Seven. A very poor thief.
All right, let's get you some lock picks. Maybe a 10-foot pole. Do you have any preference on what kind of weapon you want?
Possible long range.
So if we do a lock picks, it's a long 10-foot pole. You can get a sling and pouch for stones. That would be all your money.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Sounds
Who
good.
wants
Yeah,
next?
I'm just taking note right now. Okay, you've got one more step. You've got to choose a name.
Name. I will choose. Ethan, is your name actually possible to be chosen?
I mean, if you really want to, preferably you don't, but preferably you choose a medieval name.
Yeah. You didn't expect that, did you?
I mean, players have tried similar things in the past, I suppose. It's just the only issue with that is confusing, right? So if players choose another player's name, it's done. It's been done in the past. It just causes everything to get confusing. That's it. That's the only issue with it, I would say.
Yeah. Let's go with Oliver. Let's see what happens.
Gold is this male or female?
It's Oliver.
Oliver is a
name.
male name. What the fuck?
It's a unisex name.
You know women who's named Oliver.
Yes.
I mean, it's typically a man's name, so we're gonna go with
The
the man's.
fuck?
So
What?
It's a man's name. Normally a woman is named Olivia.
yeah, exactly. Right, that would be the female version of it. Yeah, if you look it up on names histories, right, Oliver's a masculine name. So it's not a unisex name. Maybe nowadays it might be, but historically and factually it wasn't, right? We go by facts, right? We go by historical facts if possible. All right.
Historical facts. Right, let's remove women's rights.
Oh God.
I wasn't saying that, but just logic, rationality, right? All right.
I know, I'm just being a prick.
Honestly,
Doing what you're best at.
do you want to play as Clark the
I
second?
rolled up a new character.
So you're gonna play as the new character? Or do you want to roll? Do you want to play as Clark though, or who do you want to play as?
I'll play as Clark. Yeah, I'll bring a new character along. What gear does Clark have?
All right. So for Clark the second, do you need to prepare anything?
Didn't I get down to 0 last game?
Yes, you're right. Wounded.
I would have healed over that time though.
Possibly. So you would have healed 1d3 hit points. Per day you spent resting. It would cost at least 1 copper then, per day that you spent resting. You've also got a bandaged punctured pelvis until the 26th of October. So you might just let him stay back actually. You might just let him rest up.
I'll let him stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I'll
got
play
months.
the newer boy.
So you'll just play this new one that you rolled up?
Yep. I got 17, 9, 7, 9, 9, 14.
Alright. What class?
Fighter.
And hit points 1d8.
Got a 3.
Alright. And money 3d6.
10.
And what kind of gear do you want?
Spear and no, actually no. Sword and shield, if I can.
A sword is 7 coppers, with a scabbard it's 8, so you wouldn't be able to afford a shield.
Damn.
You could just go with the sword.
Spear. Oh, I could. Then I won't have no armor. I'll do spear and shield then. It's fine.
And both of those will be slung, I suppose. Right?
Yep.
Alright, and what kind of name do you want?
Let's see. Old school. I can't think of one right now.
HANFUM. Or HANFUM.
HANFUM. Interesting.
Alright. Thank you. And then Kyle, do you want to continue as Virgil the second, or do you want to roll a new character, or something else? What character do you want to play as?
You're talking to me? Both my characters are dead.
Alright then, so a new character. Did you already roll?
Yeah. Not yet. I'm rolling now.
Okay, go ahead.
Roll 3D. Wait, 3D. No, 666. 3D6. Okay, should I say out my stats?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
Damn, that's terrible. 10, 11, 14, 3, 11, and 10.
Thank you. What class?
What class could I get with this kinds of stats?
I would recommend Cleric due to your high wisdom.
Got it.
Alright, if you're gonna choose
Bro, got
Cleric,
a fat cleric.
go ahead and roll hit points. It's 1d6.
Slash roll 1d6. Damn! Two hit points.
Okay, roll 3d6 for money.
3d6. 9.
Alright, so you're gonna need a symbol first, which costs 3 coppers. After that, it's up to you. So what weapons number do you want?
How much copper do I have left again?
6.
6. That's still good. That actually still is good enough copper, I guess. I guess I'll have a short bow.
Okay. Total price is 4 coppers. You have 2 left. Anything else?
How much is it for a sling again? Oh no, I mean a backpack.
3, but you could
The
get a
cheaper
satchel
one.
or a sack. A knapsack is 1.
Knapsack.
Alright, you've got 1 left. How would you like to spend it?
And I'll buy bandages.
Alright, sounds good. And what name would you like?
William.
Right. Thank you. And then Mitsu, you're next. Do you want to continue as MASI or another character? Mitsu.
Mitsu.
Oh wait, you said my name? Okay. I already have the. I've already made a role for another character. I'll play another character. I won't bring any old characters to this. Sorry.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me your scores.
9, 8, 9, 7, 14, 14.
What class?
Well, I'll just do. Okay, I do this all the time anyway. Mage.
Alright, just bear in mind this one's gonna have a little trouble with his standard language skills due to the lower intelligence.
Understood.
Go ahead and roll 1d4 for
I'll
hit
roll the
points.
1d.
Well, DM, you forget he had a 3 intelligence mage before.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was MASI,
It's
and
possible.
he was tanky. I got 2 for the health. Oh,
Alright.
3, okay. And then 3d6 for cash. 9 for cash.
What spells would you like?
We'll go for the one specific spell. I'll choose Magic Missile.
Alright, sounds good. And with your last 6 coppers, what would you like? Do you want to get torches for this group?
Yeah, we'll get torches and then a short bow, I guess.
So if we get torches, tinderbox, and a knapsack, it costs 3 coppers. So you wouldn't have enough for a short bow.
What would I have enough for?
You could get a sling or
Dagger.
a spear, maybe a dagger.
Okay. We'll get a spear then.
Good choice. And what name would you like?
MASI the second.
Okay, let's see. Did Masi the first die?
Yes, I think he did.
Okay, so this one's gonna be the heir. So let's see if you can inherit anything.
Yes.
Alright, looks like unfortunately
If I remember.
Masi was killed, but yeah, if you remember correctly, you're right. The gear was returned back to town, right, or back to base. So you get to inherit some gear.
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay.
It's
What
the
was
heir.
MASI's gear, right?
Just a moment. So he had no money to inherit, but let's see. He was killed by kobolds. His helmet is damaged. His gambeson is damaged and covered in blood. So armor is not very inheritable since he was killed in combat. Everything else might be inheritable. Let's see.
Well, maybe we can take. We'll take the spellbook, the shield. What else do we have? The copper.
Yeah, so he's got quite a bit of gear actually, so you can take all of it.
And I'll take all the.
This is all the
usable
salvageable gear.
Yep.
Alright, well, that does mean that you're gonna have 2 spears. So with your extra spear, you can pass it off to another character. You could sell it. I would recommend passing it off, or you could trade it in for something else.
You know what? We'll pass it off to. What was that other person? Butter. Butter, if I remember correctly.
Butter's not here.
Butter is my. Oh, that's right. I don't have anyone to pass it off to, so maybe I'll just trade it in.
Okay. You'll just get your copper back. On top of that, Mossy died with 26 coppers on him. Perhaps some of that was the share he earned during that expedition.
Yep.
So he's at 29 copper, or your new character's at 29 coppers total.
Good to know.
Do you want to buy anything else?
I guess Gambeson.
Alright,
A
sounds good.
Gambeson just for protection, yeah.
Anything else? You have 24.
Yeah, we'll bank the rest of the 24.
Okay.
That is all I'll be able to do.
Alright. Alright, gentlemen, that was your prep time. Come back in 5 minutes. We'll start in 5.
Okay. So, boys, where are we going today?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Yo, Mitsu, I'm sorry about
No, that's
killing
good.
off your entire bloodline.
Let's
I
start by
have-
getting to the
I have
kobolds.
2 people left. I have 2. I must salvage my crew.
Anyways, gold. Where do you think we're gonna go?
We could go looking for bandits.
Goblins, bandits, yeah, that kind of thing would do.
We can do. No, we don't have range. That's why we can't do bandits.
No, excuse me,
I
I'm
have
still waiting
magic
to order
missile
something.
though.
One magic missile.
I have a longbow as well.
You're the only range.
That's fine.
No. We're doing goblins. Because- Hey, you gotta use hit and run tactics, bro. Hit and run tactics, bro.
Fine. That's fair. Our party has relatively low health anyway.
You kill
I'm
a
now
couple, you
traumatized by birds.
You kill a couple, you run away, you come back, you kill a couple, you run away.
Yeah.
Alright, fine.
Either kill couple or just kill the whole group, claim the area,
And then run away.
then rest.
Or
Alright,
we can
fine,
keep
we'll go for
fighting till our
goblins.
deaths again.
No, I'm tired of fighting to the death. You get tired
I'm
of dying
scared.
at some point.
I don't get
I have
tired of
to-
dying. I've died many times.
Oh gosh. Can we just... Okay, fine. If we're going for goblins, just hit and run. We'll just use gorilla.
In a cave?
Okay.
Yeah, best to go to the cave because I'm traumatized of hunting animals now.
Can we hunt animals,
yeah, the
actually? I
goblins
wouldn't
are
mind
in a
hunting.
cave. It's a
No,
cave,
let's go
though.
hunting dragons. Come on, let's go
Oh,
hunting
fuck
dragons.
you.
Have some fun.
No, 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 no. No.
Huh?
I wanna live, Gold. Not hunting a fucking dragon. No, we're probably gonna do goblin stuff.
My last 3 games, I have lost a character each time. I am so tired of death, Gold. Please have mercy.
Oh, that's
You've never
nothing
fought
to-
goblins before, have you?
Yeah,
I don't think you have.
wait, yeah, it'll be my first time fighting goblins, so that's why I'm open to it.
Oh, trust me, Miss Mizu. I've died more times than anyone would expect. Everyone has died more
No.
than one. Well,
I've
more
died
than
more than
10
all of
times.
you, actually. I have at least
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, has died more than I have.
50
I guess that-
character sheets on the server.
So, he is honestly suicidal.
I'm not suicide. Whoa, okay.
50 characters, buddy. That makes you look quite suicidal. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I've only suicide bombed twice.
Oh well.
Listen to the keyword twice.
Twice.
You never know, he might do it again.
No, I don't have enough money for grenades right now.
Oh, fuck off. No fun.
Oh, so the first time I wasn't even trying to do it. Oh wait, we need to start playing. Hold up, I can tell the story after game. Goblins.
So wait,
then.
what are the goblin caves like? What monstrosities must we encounter?
Goblins.
Is that it? Like, is there anything more? Like, what could they use? Spears?
Hobgoblins.
Oh gosh. What's more common? Oh wait, how common are hobgoblins?
I think it's like a 1 in 6 chance. Like every 6 goblin is a hobgoblin or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we just kill? How much XP does a goblin give?
Like 1.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay, so 1 XP.
So if
Then
we
a
kill-
hobgoblin X. No,
So we
goblin is half of that. Actually, yeah, I guess goblins isn't so bad.
How many does
A
a hobgoblin give?
Goblins are intelligent, sort of.
Sort of.
Compared to hobgoblins, yeah, I can see why.
No, hobgoblins are super intelligent. They're the ones who are teaching the goblins.
Despite being the half height.
All right, gentlemen,
What do you mean, hobgoblins?
your break is over,
Goblins and
so we're gonna get
hobgoblins.
started.
Right.
Oh,
I break is over, guys.
After a few hours of careful
Ethan, am
preparation
I-
and planning, your party has gathered here in the town of DELN. What's your question?
What is the bounty still on? The greenskins?
Yep.
Are there bounties on greenskins? Yes, there are. DELN is
Yeah, we're going.
losing the war to the east, right? The greenskins have been raiding and pillaging along the countryside. It's been very dangerous these past few weeks, right? We lost all of the forest, and we're about to lose perhaps even the eastern border of DELN, right? As the orcs and goblins and hobgoblins have pushed into the territories and claimed those grasslands or those fields for themselves. So if you look at the campaign map, the greenskins occupy these forests to the east of DELN. They've driven out the humans from the forest and have crossed into the grasslands, and now they have embedded themselves basically in the various hills among these grasslands, right? They've made camps and such, but they will continue to raid and pillage along the countryside, and the goal is, for them at least, to force all settlers along the eastern side of the river back to DELN, right? Back to the other side, the coast. and they are succeeding. Every night, they have sent raiding parties to attack, raid, and pillage, set ablaze the various hamlets and settlements beyond the river, right? And they have been successful. So many adventurers have been
Okay.
called to arms to maybe help fight off these orcs and such, right? Who raid in the night typically. The lands east of Deln are not safe anymore, right? They haven't been in a long time, so.
Let's go east.
East.
To the east.
Very well. Yep, so it's usually at night things are a lot more intense. During the day, the orcs and all that seem to withdraw back to their forest, where their camps are and such. Some of them remain out here in the fields, secretly and hidden until nightfall. So if you manage to find some of them during the day and attack them, you might have a better chance, right? But they're typically few and scattered in the grassland, right? So they're just there to, of course, scout out positions perhaps and hold points so that their larger crews can push in from the east and back into the settlements, right? Easily, right? With good information, so on how and when they should attack, what settlements are weakest or less manned, right, by defenders or troops. But typically there are at least 3 smaller hamlets or 3 villages out here past the river, and every village has a few hamlets around it, right? That does support it as well, which are surrounding settlements. So most of the eastern ones have been burned and pillaged, right? A good chunk of the village have been destroyed, or not destroyed, but damaged, attacked, right? And the western hamlets, of course, they're somewhat protected, but that's currently their goal. They're trying to strip all the hamlets and eventually attack some of the villages. So your party is leaving down soon. And what is your plan? Do you want to travel east into the forest, or are you visiting one of the hamlets or the villages beyond the river?
Let's try to visit one of the hamlets to get some information.
Okay. So there are many hamlets
What gold?
directly beyond the river. Maybe 9 different hamlets directly across the river, right? All along the river, basically. These smaller settlements, right? Roughly a dozen or so buildings, and a small population of maybe 100 total, right? So, you decide to visit the nearest one, or do you want to go further north or south? The ones that have the most trouble are the ones to the south, naturally, further away from the settlement of Down, or the town, right?
We might have to travel to one of the ones in the south.
They'll typically have
To
more
the south
trouble.
we go.
Okay. So you go south along the river,
I've never been much south.
and the landscape out here is, of course, tall grass, open fields. Every now and then there are hills and forests, especially along the river. And because you're traveling on the river, along this river, it's lightly wooded and somewhat hilly, naturally. As water, of course, flows down this great valley and all the way to the Gulf here, right? Or the sea. But this major river, you crossed it earlier this day. Major bridge that spans the great river east of Down. And you come across your first hamlet at around maybe 8:20. So at 8:20, your party made it to the first hamlet. It's the very first of the hamlets toward the south. There should be maybe 4 or 5 toward the south, right? Total of 9 along the river. So the first one, of course, is closest to the road. You want to visit it? It seems to be fine, right? No damage whatsoever.
I don't like the fact you're saying no damage and it seems to be fine.
Right.
But we shall go ahead and approach it.
Okay. You stand before the hamlet. It's a dozen or so buildings, a few settlers, and a handful of animals just outside of it, just waiting here on the north side of the hamlet, with a few farmers. But as you get closer and make your way inside the hamlet, you notice that within the streets or behind the buildings, there's a lot of smaller tents and such, or refuges, right, for the refugees coming in from the east. So the hamlet is occupied by mostly refugees at the moment. Who are here recovering and trying to find family maybe, or resting up until they can go continue their travels all the way back to the town, right? So some refugees from the war are here, maybe about 2 dozen of them, right? And then a few soldiers, of course, look over them. But what do you want to do here in the hamlet, aside from oh yeah, is there anything you want to do here?
I'll be asking some questions.
Okay, so some of the settlers. So do you want to ask? You want to talk with the soldiers here? You want to talk with the settlers or the refugees or someone else?
I think it would be most advisable with the refugees. They know that the attacks happened, either them or the soldiers. I don't know what to exactly ask them, so I'll leave that to my second in command, who is of the House Honesty.
Oh God. Yeah.
All right. So as Oliver leads the party toward some of the refugees and begins a conversation with them, he has asked HANFUM to talk with the soldiers, right? So HANFUM, do you want to break away and meet with some soldiers or something else?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. In the meantime, William and MASI, do you have a plan? Or do you want to just wait with Oliver?
Waiting, I'm gonna wait.
Okay, just stand around and wait. William, you too?
I'll look around.
What are you looking for?
Anything.
Very well. Oliver, so you made your way into the hamlet, and you approach some of the refugees. You see among the refugees, mostly are mothers and children, maybe some elders. No men are refugees here, right? What kind of refugee do you want to talk with?
The advisable would be the elders and the mothers.
All right. Among the elders, there's only elderly women, right? No elderly men. So you approach one of the old women, right? And you see her. She's just sitting by the fire, right, resting. She looks weary, sad, and old, right? What do you want to ask her?
One second. Excuse me, miss.
Yes, sir.
Where, if I may ask, where are you from?
She says, I'm from the east, of course. Our hamlet was raided recently. Just half a week ago. A few days ago.
Okay. Yeah. To the east of Hamlet, not far. Is it far from here?
Not as far as the far eastern hamlets. It's directly north of one of the villages east of our position, I suppose, or this hamlet. So basically, hers is somewhere in between, right? It's not directly toward the east. It is east, but it's not along the border or anything. It's somewhere in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, she says, all the men have been left behind to rebuild. Some of the women stayed, but some of us were sent away.
Appreciate it. Thank you, miss.
Alright, in the meantime, as Oliver was talking to the old woman, HANFUM, you broke off from the main party and you went toward a soldier or something else?
Yeah, soldier guard, yeah.
Okay, there are a few footmen here guarding the refugees. Some of them look like standard guardsmen, and one looks like an officer. Do you want to talk to the officer or the guardsman?
I'll talk to the officer.
Alright, so you approach the officer, and what do you want to say?
What are the reports from the refugees that you've, like, what have you heard from the refugees about what happened?
the officer reacts negatively, right? You can see he's going over document and says, sorry, maybe one of them can help you at the moment. I'm quite busy. The refugees had fled from their homes. And he goes back to his paperwork. So one of the guardsmen approaches you and says, sir, is there something we can help you with?
Yes, I want to know what he heard from the refugees in town about what happened to their hamlet.
The soldier nods and says, well, from what they told us, they came from one of the hamlets northeast of here, surrounding one of the eastern villages. And it was a few nights ago, apparently, that their hamlet was raided. It was approached by a large group of goblins who marched in from the east and began attacking and setting ablaze to their homes, killing cattle and men and stealing women and children. The few who fled managed to regroup, and the survivors, of course, had been delegated. The hamlet's not completely lost, I have heard, right? So their men, those who survived, managed to stay back and try to rebuild and protect what's left of the hamlet. These refugees here from that hamlet are planning to continue their travels to DELN as soon as their wounded recover and they're sickly. And you look among the refugees, and at least a third of them are injured, right? Like foot injuries from running, maybe other injuries included. Some are sickly and scared, right? Nothing too serious though. These are the survivors, naturally, the ones who got away.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can help you with, sir?
Well, that would be all.
So yeah, he just told you what happened, right? Because you asked. He told you the same thing, basically. Their hamlet was raided by goblins during the night, right? Okay.
Yeah.
In the meantime, MASI and William were mostly standing around, doing nothing. MASI was looking around for anything. And you see, of course, you're standing in a hamlet, right? You're surrounded by buildings, settlers, soldiers, and such. So you see anything, I suppose, right? You see your environment. Alright. The time is 8:30. How would your party like to continue?
Yes, we regroup and we destroy them.
Okay, so we're planning to head east.
Yep.
Very well. MASI and William, I haven't heard from you.
I'll continue to stand and wait until everyone's finished gathering information. I don't think I can do much with my intelligence.
Are you guys paying
we're
attention?
leaving town.
Oh. Why is
Alright.
everything so quiet? Okay, yes, I follow them. Sorry.
William? What's the point of playing if you're not gonna play, right? So you're gonna stay back in the hamlet?
What? Oh, sorry. I'll follow.
Very well. At 8:30, your party continues eastward. And for how long do you want to continue east? Or for how far do you plan to travel?
She said a bit far from here. So I'll say, well, they were probably running, but I guess 2 up.
2 hours toward the east is how far you plan to move?
I can't see the map. I'm currently in a. Yeah.
Okay. So your party begins traveling toward the east, with the goal in mind that you want to travel 2 hours, right, eastward.
Yeah.
And of course, directly east of this hamlet. Eventually, as you make your way through the plains, you'll pass by a couple or so settlements in the distance, and it wouldn't be long before you reach the forest, right? Let's see. Because your party's rate of movement is 2 miles in an hour, and if you plan to travel about 2 hours, in the first hour, in the first half hour or so, you're able to make it toward the forest, right? You can see the forest up ahead. So it's not even been 2 hours, and there's already some changes to your travel, right? So you were traveling through the grasslands for 2 hours, but now you see up ahead is the forest, right? You want to continue east anyway? It's 8 or it's 9 o'clock.
Yes.
You see at the forest up ahead.
My dad's calling me. Hold on.
Yeah.
Do we need a break?
Yeah, take a break, 5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes.
I'm back.
Hang with that.
Should we end the break prematurely?
Deacon, is it possible to end the break prematurely?
Yeah, if we're all back, we can continue.
Yeah, so I
Alright.
need to call my dad.
No, it's cool, I know that. My family's like the only thing I personally find easy with, putting a break in.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, where were we? We were heading towards the forest and we shall continue on.
All right.
Onward.
So your party continues toward the forest through the plains, right? It's lightly wooded here and gets denser as you continue eastward. And the ground begins to get a bit rougher and hillier, right, as you approach the actual forest. But it began, first you were just in open plains, lightly wooded, trees spread far apart, right, scattered throughout the open area here, right, these rugged hills, and now you're entering this dense woodland, right? You're making your way up the grassy, tall grassy hills, over this prairie, right? And the trees begin to get a little more closed and denser, right? And their growth and everything, right? And soon you're in the forest, right? Moving through the valley or over the hills. Do you want to stick to the valleys, or do you want to stay over the hills, or a mix of both, over and down into the valleys? So do you want to stay on the high ground or low ground as you march through this forest?
We'll stay on the high ground. That's often the wisest choice.
Okay.
Oh my god, watch a fucking dragon come across us.
So it's the only difference,
If the
mainly,
dragon comes across us, I think we have bigger issues.
is your movement is slowed if you stick to the high ground, right? You're more easily spotted, but you're in a technically advantageous position, right? So,
Yes.
right, you can see more and more can see you. You've got the high ground, looking over the valleys and such, staying on the hilltops in this forest, and you're moving eastward, right? You've only traveled for about half an hour since you left the hamlet, and now you're continuing with your planned 2 hours, so you've got an hour and a half left to continue east through this forest. We are now in the Greenskin territories for sure, right? Right.
Greenskin territory.
We're gonna check for a surprise. We are surprised. Whatever
this
is out
is not
there is
good.
not surprised. And it's not long before your
This is
party
really not good.
is ambushed, right? You're on the high ground still, but you begin to take fire from other hilltops, right? In the forest. So imagine, right, you're marching east and somewhere in the hills out here, on the north ridge and on the south ridge of different hills, in this forested valley or this forested range of hills, you are taking fire, right?
Mitsu, your mic.
So we're gonna roll to see how many shots your party receives. Let's see.
This is where we
What did
die.
you come across?
We are ambushed. You're carefully moving through the forest, but something has spotted you, something that was lying in wait, right? Has taken an action before your crew, right? They were waiting, you were moving. As you were moving, you were fired upon, right? Let's see. Number appearing. Let's roll the dice.
We should blame this on the House of Honesty.
Hey, fuck you.
I second this motion.
What did I do?
We've marched straight east into the enemy territory, right? A handful of characters. Alright, just a moment. Looking over my rule set. Alright, so number appearing is 6 to 60.
X2, 16.
Level 1 wilderness encounter. Alright. So, this means 45 number appearing, and we receive about 23 from the north, 22 from the south. Enemy fire, right? So they're hidden, lying in wait behind trees and such. They see the handful of you moving through,
Vietnam.
and your party suddenly is just lit up, and the chance of survival is almost zero, right? We can roll if you want, but otherwise the story ends here, right? You're just shot up a bunch as you're carefully moving through the woods here. Just enemy fire from all directions, right? Just like machine gun fire basically at this point with that many troops. So you're lit up on the border here, moving through the greenskin territories that's heavily guarded, right? You're in their area, right? You were told clearly that they base themselves, they guard their border, right, heavily, right? This is where they're based and encamped, so they can push out and raid, right? So a handful of intruders move into the forest and are ambushed, right, by 45 shooters and are killed in action, right? Do you want to roll for this, or do you just want to take the most likely
Just
out?
roll for it. I want to see what happens.
Just roll. We
I
want to
wanna
see what happens.
Okay, well, if that's the case,
If one of us survives, that'd be a tale for history.
so each
Watch
of
it
you
be me.
are fired upon, right? You're moving through the
Imagine
forest.
everything's in that
If it's-
one.
You've got cover. The nice part about being in the forest and being on the high ground is basically no matter what, they still have to roll high to hit, of course, due to all the penalties that might be applied while you're carefully moving through the forest. However, with that many shooters, the likelihood of there being nat 20s is extremely high, right? Which are auto hits as long as there's a line of fire. Say that there's of course half of them on the north side, half of them on the south side. They wait till they all have a line of fire as you're moving through their valley or their mountain range. Then they fire, of course. Some firing in from the rear, some firing in from the front, right? Some firing in from the flank, right? But all of them are firing at a more advantageous position, right? And there's only 4 of you total and 45 shooters. That means that each one of you will take at least 11 to 12 shots, right? So let's say you all take at least 10, right?
Roll it. See what happens.
You all at least take 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You might miraculously survive. If basically the roll that they need depends on your armor, of course, too. But let's start with Oliver. If somehow they all roll extremely low, then you have a chance of survival, right? You can immediately take, you can immediately start to react, right? Take cover, surrender, run, right? If miraculously all of them were like low, right? Like basically below 10. Clearly, there were multiple hits. Oliver was hit more than once, right? And was killed in action. HANFUM was next. If they were all basically lower than 10, you would have a chance, right? But there's at least a few 16, 18, 19s. So those are definitely hits, and those would definitely have killed you by then. For William, same thing, right? Lit up, right? And yep, killed. And of course, lastly, MASI the second, lit up and killed. So shortly after, your band of 4 adventurers marched into the enemy lines, right, through the forest. You were eventually ambushed, lit up and killed, right? by arrows, or pelted by arrows and killed. So the story ends pretty quickly this time.
Damn.
Right? It's just we made a bad choice. We marched our crew of 4 directly into the enemy lines, right? And we died, right? It's unlikely that we would survive, especially if they're on the defensive right now, right? Unless we approach from a different angle. But you went directly into their, base. So, of course, you would be killed.
Alright.
Unless you are a band of thieves.
Another session, Egan.
Yeah, we can do another one since this one ended quick.
And how did they find us?
You were on top
How
of the
did they
hills.
find us?
You were. Remember, I told
I
you.
wonder how. I wonder how they found us. I wonder.
You were easily seen, right? So.
I mean, it was honestly.
Okay.
It was not me. You were fucking leading.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's always honestly.
Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your night.
Alright, let's be honest. Okay.